So today what I want to show you is how to submit your work for the code.org assignments that you will be getting for the rest of the school year. So you can see that I have two windows open. Again, this is how I should see your screen when you are working in the classroom. In one window on the left-hand side, I have this assignment, which will eventually have this video. And on the right-hand side, I have my dashboard for code.org. So what I'd like for you to do is to please set up your screen the way that you see mine. On the left-hand side, have this video playing, and on the right-hand side, have your code.org dashboard. So again, you're going to, as the directions say, log into code.org using your student Google email. So if you could pause this video and set your desktop the way that you see mine here, we'll get going from there. So before I get into the activity, I would want to go through the know, understand, and do. So what do you need to know? What jobs are in the tech field that you might not know about? And what are the jobs of the future? Through this activity, I want you to understand that code is the language of the computer and an important step towards digital literacy. You'll know that you understand that when you can translate movements into a series of commands and identify and locate bugs in a program. So you should have logged into code.org. If you come back to the screen here, the video is going to disappear in a moment. I'm going to click on the word here and a new window will open up. I'm going to put that window into my window on the right here as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and watch me do this first. After I do it, pause and do the steps yourself. Okay, so I'm going to click on the word here. It's taking me to the main screen. Please pause the video and do that for me now. Okay, so you are now on the main screen and you can see that there are assignments here 1 through 11. You can also see, though, that you are doing 12 and 13. 12 and 13 are the bonus episodes, or bonus challenges. So when you see that there are extra lessons beyond the number that are in the regular activity, then you know that those are going to be extras that are in the bonus. Okay, so here is lesson 12 and this is lesson 13. So I've finished both of those lessons. I'm going to screenshot the end page and name my screenshots what I see here. So it's going to be my first and last name underscore L2.11. That's lesson 2.11. lesson 2.12 and lesson 2.13. You can see here that it says the goal for lesson 13 is 9 blocks. So when I go to lesson 13, I'm going to go here. You can see that it says the workspace has to have 9 blocks. So what I want you to understand is that when I am giving you an activity that has a certain number of blocks that you need to achieve in order to pass that activity, you need to get that many blocks. The point of this is to be able to complete the task in the fewest number of blocks possible. So if you, for example, turn in a screenshot that says 10 blocks, 11 blocks, 12 blocks, I'm going to give it back to you and say, redo this to the goal number of blocks. Okay, so you need to make sure that you're paying attention to the number of blocks. There are others, for example, the 11, it just says workspace. So the fewest number of blocks that you can use to get to the end goal, that's fine. But again, if there's a certain goal number that code has given you, that is the expectation, is that you use only that number of blocks. So I just want to make sure that that's very clear. So what I'm screenshotting is the screen that looks like this, okay, because it can tell me how many lines of code you wrote. If I go on to 13, it says you wrote 8 lines of code. That means you used 9 blocks. The number of blocks also includes the when run blocks. Okay. The other thing I'm going to be looking for, just so you know, is that all of these are green. So right now I am on the 13th puzzle. And if I look, I can see that these are all green. So I know that you've completed the task. Also, as the teacher, I can see using the teacher dashboard. If I were to go to your screen and see that you haven't finished all of these, then I will know that you haven't completed the task as expected. So again, make sure that you're completing all of these before you submit any work to me. Okay. Unless I say skip, which is very rare. So you need to take a screenshot. What I want you to do right now while I'm talking is I want you to look at your keyboard. On your keyboard, you have a shift button on the right-hand side of the keyboard. You have a command button. I'm sorry, the left-hand side of the keyboard. You have a command button on the left-hand side of your space bar, and you have the number 4. So to take a screenshot on a Mac, which is what we are using in the computer lab, you're going to hold the shift button, the command button, and the number 4 all at the same time. If you look at my mouse, you'll see that he's going to change into a crosshatch. Looks like a crosshairs. Like in a video game. Okay, so I want to make sure I am on the page where I want to take a screenshot, and I'm going to hold the command, the shift, and the number 4, and you can see there that my mouse has turned into a crosshatch. So I'm going to click and drag. Okay, and this is my lesson 11. So I want to make sure that I name that one lesson 11. So what I might have to do is go to my Finder. And I know that it's on my desktop. So I'm going to make this space for you. And I'm going to go to that screenshot here. Let's make sure this is it. And I'm going to screenshot this like my directions tell me. My first name, I'm going to put Mrs. My last name, Boris, and then underscore is shift and the button next to the number 0. And lesson 2.11. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing to lesson 12 now that I'm done with lesson 12. So shift, command, the number 4. I'm going to take a picture from the edge and just of this here. So just like this. And I want to make sure that I name that one as well. So on the Mac, I need to wait for that to disappear. Then I'm going to name it. So again, I'm going to open my Finder. Just move this for you. And I'm going to go to my desktop where that is. I have mine set. If I have it set to this right here, then I can see them when I just click on them once. That's the correct one. So I want to rename it. My first name, my last name. So you're putting your own first name and last name. Underscore lesson 2.12. Okay. And then I'm going to do that one more time for lesson 13. So again, shift, command, and the number 4. You can see it down here. And then I'm going to look for it in my Finder and rename it here. So I'm going to look for my Finder. Again, if I leave my setting to be where I can see the screens, when I click on it one time, it won't open it, but it will show me a preview. My name, underscore, lesson 2.13. Okay. So I have my 11, 12, and 13. I'm just going to fix that real quick. And these are the 3 screenshots that I am going to submit for this assignment in Canvas. So down below, you'll be able to submit all 3. You have to submit them as JPEGs or it will not accept them, which it automatically does when you do a screenshot. Okay. So again, when you are done, if you need a review, I would come back and watch this tutorial. But again, you are submitting 3 screenshots for this assignment, And if you write any more than 8 lines of code for lesson 13, which is 9 blocks, then the assignment will be kicked back to you to fix before you can move on to the next assignment.